We are St. Louis Scott Gallagher. With a history rich in personal and player development, St. Louis Scott Gallagher is drawing on its past to touch the future.
Where the living legacy comes into play, of course, is that we do offer some scholarship help to now over 40 players. And that's a huge selling point for our club to be able to do that, because I don't think there's any other club in St. Louis that offers those type of scholarships.
What we're able to do for those kids and impact their lives is more important than winning games, more important than most everything else we do. And so to see it grow, to see us helping so many kids is really what this is all about.
The Living Legacy Scholarship Fund has been set up to honor the players who have gone before us, to provide an ongoing legacy of club scholarships. When the program launched in 2013, the goal of the fund was to offer a minimum of 5 scholarships, with each Living Legacy Fund scholarship set up to honor 5 very special people and players, according to our club values of unity, humility, passion, respect, and tradition.
The two that stand out the most are unity and passion, because there's not one girl on the team who doesn't want to be there. Everyone pushes each other and holds each other accountable.
I just felt like grateful to be able to play, and that this is just such a great opportunity to play like in their legacy.
The original 5 Living Legacy members included Joe Green.
He was on the left side of the field, left wing, and a couple defenders came at him. He beat them both. Goalie came sliding out. Joe cut the ball around him, tucked it calmly into the goal, and Jeff Micah, who coaches the team with me, turned and said, "Wow, that was some good work," because it was a really good goal.
Joe is Joe. I mean, it's the smile, it's the personality. Joe was given some God-gifted talents, whether it's in school, whether it's in sports, whether it's in life, or hanging out with his friends. He used those God-gifted talents to make an impact, positive impact in these people's lives.
He scored a lot of goals for a little kid, and he never celebrated. He would just put his head down and jog back. He was very much a team player.
He was just such a big part of our team. He was, one of the best players. He probably was the best player on our team, and he was. I've played with him since we started the team, so I've been with him the whole time. And when he left, it was like you just lost one of your really good friends, and it was hard to go through. But our team just came together, and we got through it.
Ryan Simmons.
Scott Gallagher was like a family to him. He grew up without a father, and I raised him by myself, so the coaches were like father figures to him. It was a big part of his life. He loved it.
Who's the big kid in the middle with the big hair? He was a funny kid, always about fun. So when I always say the big kid in the middle with the big hair, it was more of a big presence.
He was 14 years old, I was coaching, and he cut his eye really bad. Blood was coming down. They stitched him up there on the spot. He got 5 or 6 stitches in the spot, and the trainer wouldn't let him go in, and Ryan said, "I'm going back in."
My phone rang, and it was Ken. He's like, "Can we put Ryan in?" I'm like, yeah, put him in. So he went in and actually scored the winning goal.
Colin Ferencamp.
The cool thing about this club was that it had an identity that they could tie into and live with. They could really say, I'm going to take this thing that is this club and this uniform that I wear and honor it.
He loved young children. He would come into my classroom and, of course, sit down and engage with them immediately and have fun. And then he would come home and make fun of me mercilessly of, singing all the songs that I sang to my children and make fun of me. But he would say to me, "Mom, that's really cool what you're doing."
Not only was Colin a very good player, he also was a very good individual. I know that is the mission of St. Louis Scott Gallagher. Not only do we want to develop good technical soccer players, but we also, more importantly, want to develop good, sound citizens, and Colin certainly exemplified that.
I know that he's looking down on me and the spirit that he's given me, and I think that's a spirit that can be transcended into younger children, the children who are upcoming, and they are the future of soccer and the future of our world. So I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of that piece that his legacy is a part of.
Bobby Ryan.
Bobby brought a lot of energy, a lot of skill, a lot of passion, a lot of toughness to the game.
He cares about all his teammates. He wasn't, whether you were the best player or the 24th player on the roster, Bobby was a guy that always kind of went out of his way to make you feel part of the group and let you know that your role within the group was valued.
When all of us get in this game, either as a player or a coach, we want to leave the game a little bit better than when we got into it. And Bobby definitely did that.
And Kevin Lindsay.
He was a very dedicated player. You could already tell even U9, 10, 11 that he was going to be a very good player.
We won 3-2. Kevin scored 2 goals, stole the ball at midfield, went in on a breakaway, and scored a goal that put us into the championship. You score 2 goals, you're the star of the game, right? You got the 2 goals, you scored the winning goal, but not with Kevin. On the way home, he said, "Dad, that's not important to me. I don't care about being the star. I just want to be a part of something."
Now, thanks to the generosity of many, the scholarship fund has grown dramatically. In 2017, we will award 46 scholarships to support players with the talent and passion for the beautiful game. SLSG will also add 5 new members to the Living Legacy Scholarship, which will create additional opportunities for youth players in our area. And while the names of today's superstars are easy to remember,
Messi, Iniesta,
Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Our newest Living Legacy scholarships are named in the honor of those who will never be forgotten. Casey Klipfel.
As talented as he was, he was very unpretentious. All the accolades he had, he still was a really nice young man. So, yeah, I have nothing but good memories of Casey.
He was more into it. He was very focused. He was naturally more quiet, and so everybody knew this was a rock. Okay, here was a rock that's back here behind us, and we can count on him and rely on him. He's not going to be up our backside and doing all these different things that some goalkeepers do. He's not going to be the guy that's yelling and screaming at us.
I think he'd be really excited that kind of his legacy continues. His legacy lives on, and he's helping people play the game of soccer that he loves. And I think he would be really excited at the state of the goalkeeping in St. Louis Scott Gallagher. And I think he would be humbled just to say that, my legacy is intact and someone's playing this game because of, the generosity of others.
Tegan Thibodeau.
The first kid is always kind of special because it's like their parents' first experience with a kid, but for it to go so badly, it's just a sad thing. But I think that she needs to be remembered because it marks a certain period in their lives.
I would say that I knew Tegan would be a really good soccer player, and that this person who gets the scholarship just needs to play their heart out. They need to play their best for her and for our family, which I know they will, and also that they have an extra person, an extra little angel on them on the field at all times, and they're lucky for that.
I would say, knowing my granddaughter and the way she fought while she was alive, that the player that gets this grant or scholarship has to be someone, and I think it will, that loves the game, has a passion for playing the game, and just having a passion to do what she wants to do with her life and career. I think that's real important. I think Tegan will always be looking down on her and looking down on everyone, that she's blessed with this program. And, one day we'll all be playing together again.
Teresa Twellman.
She was very passionate in everything that she did, whether it was doing little jobs here or there, whether it was checking in with a coach, whether it was a phone call to say, hey, I got this flight booked, this travel's done. I think the core value would be passion for me, and I think any, scholarship winner would see that, and I would want them to know that's what she embodied.
The scholarship you're getting is after a very, very special person, and it would mean a lot to her, and you can't believe how good she was and what she was all Scott Gallagher, and it's I would just say you ought to be very proud to get this under Teresa's name.
She was admired and loved by everyone, and she certainly gave that back. And again, if you look at the core values of the club, they pretty much are consistent with the way Teresa lived her life.
Pat Kalish.
He was the type of person that would do anything for the club, and always had a smile on his face.
You know, I played for the club since I've been like 10, and then my father then, after he retired, became staff with the maintenance crew in the facility department, and then obviously all the grandkids are now playing for the club. Scott Gallagher has been the one main constant through all of our, through generations of our family, and so just a real special moment to be able to still have that piece, have him connected to the club and remembered through the living legacy.
Mark Dooley.
Mark was always there for you, always had your back, and so again, a great teammate, okay, and a great friend. Always great to have on your team. Difficult to play against.
Anyone that was around that time frame that played with Mark knew how great he was. Literally, the guy had an aura about him. I mean, you could call it confidence or cocky or whatever you wanted to call it, but he always backed it. And he wasn't cocky to the point where he was like talking about himself. He was just a very confident individual, and he had that aura about him. And I think the scholarship in itself is so important because it's not just important to him and the people that are going to receive the scholarship, but I think it's extremely important to his family as well.
Well, you got to really take advantage of every moment you have, because his moments were shortened. All right, so that's one thing that needs to be impressed on these kids, is that don't take anything for granted, don't take tomorrow for granted. And in Mark's case, work hard today, so that if you're given tomorrow, you'll be better tomorrow. You'll be better because of it.
My name is Jose and I play for Ryan.
I'm Ashley and I play for Tegan.
My name is Max and I play for Bobby.
I play for Joe. My name is Cameron and I play for Pat.
My name is Madison and I play for Colin.
My name is Andrew and I play for Kevin.
My name is Wyatt and I play for Tegan.
My name is Zach and I play for Casey.
My name is Kwasi and I play for Pat.
I play for Ryan.
I play for Colin.
I'm Emilio and I play for Pat.
My name is Yari Figueroa and I play for Mark.
My name is Sydney Christopher and I play for Mark.
The Living Legacy Fund, where St. Louis Scott Gallagher's past touches the future.